Hi everyone, I am Gracie Amini Balentos, and today we're going to discover a really unique way of writing poetry. It is called the shape poetry, and also known as the concrete poetry. So, what makes this kind of poetry special is that it uses the shape of the words on the page to enhance the poem's meaning. It's not just about the words themselves, but how they are arranged visually. So, why is this important? No, because shape poetry allows the poets to express themselves in a much more dynamic and engaging way. So it combines the power of words with the impact of the visual arts. So a poem about a spiral staircase might actually spiral down the page. So this makes the poem more memorable and helps the reader connect with the poem message on a deeper level. So now we're going to explore how these visual elements impact the poem meaning, and then we'll try our hands at creating our own shape poems. Okay, now let's talk about the most important thing about the shape poems. So it is its characteristics. So the shape itself, it's not just there for decoration. It's actually connected to what the poem is about. So the poem shape directly relates to its subject or theme. So think about it. If a poem is about a tall, majestic tree, what shape might the poem take? So it might be shaped like a tree. So the branches might be made of words, the trunk might be formed by lines of text, and the roots could be represented by words at the bottom. So that is shape poetry. So in shape poetry, the way the words look on the page is just as important as what the words say. So we call this typography and spatial arrangement. So it's all about how the words are arranged in space, their placement, spacing, and even the font used. So all these elements, the line breaks, word spacing, and font choice, work together to to create the poem's visual impact. So they are not just details, they are essential tools that poets use to enhance the poem's meaning and create a powerful visual experience for the readers. So in shape poetry also, the visual element isn't just a pretty decoration or pretty addition or just a something aesthetic purposes. So it is also a crucial part of the poem's meaning. So the shape itself adds another layer of interpretation beyond what the words say directly. So it enhances our understanding and emotional response to the poem. So the shape can evoke emotions. A heart shaped poem might make us love or longing. A jagged, angular poem might make us feel anxious or uneasy an ace. So the visual impact add a depth and complexity to the poem message, creating a more powerful and memorable experience for the reader. Now, you might be surprised to learn that shape poetry has a long history. It's not just a recent trend, no? Imagine ancient civilization using shape to communicate ideas. Maybe they carved poems into stone or used sand to create shapes. So that's shape poetry in its earliest form. But shape poetry really exploded in popularity in the 21st century. This was a time when the artists and the writers were breaking the rules and trying new things. It was a time of great creativity and exploration, and shape poetry was a perfect expression of that spirit for the uh, contemporary, what we call this, for the contemporary poets. So now let's talk about some famous poets who have played around with the shape poetry. One of the earliest example comes from an English poet named George Herbert. Herbert. He lived a long time ago in the 17th century. One of his most famous shape poems is called The Altar, which is the example and the presentation. So that is the altar. In this poem, Herbert uses the shape of an altar, a table used for religious ceremonies, to represent the idea of offering oneself to God. So notice how the word in this poem are arranged in the shape of an altar. That's not a coincidence, no? Herbert used the shape to represent the idea of offering oneself to God. The shape adds another layer of meaning to the poem, making it more powerful and impactful. So This shows that shape poetry has a long and rich history. Even centuries ago, no, poets were using shape poetry to enhance their poems and communicate their ideas in a unique ways. We've talked about George Herbert a while ago, but now let's meet another influential poet, which is Guillaume Apollinaire. So he was a French poet who lived during uh, a period of huge change in art and literature, the early 20th century. So Apollinaire is considered as a pioneer of modern shape poetry. So meaning he was one of the first poets to really explore and develop this form of poetry. No, so he's seen as one of the most important literary figure of the early 20th century, and his work greatly influenced the development of shape poetry. So Apollinaire's poem often used unusual layouts and typographic techniques to create striking visual effects. He didn't just write poems, he designed them visually, making the shape of the poems just as important as its words. So he helped show the world that shape poetry could be a powerful and innovative way to express ideas. We've been talking about the poets from the past, but what about the poets who are writing today? So these poets are called the contemporary poets. So they are writing shape poetry right now, using their creativity to express themselves in an exciting new ways. So contemporary poets take inspiration from the past, but they also bring their own unique perspective and ideas to shape poetry in today. So they experiment with different shapes, layouts, even the styles. They push boundaries of what shape poetry can be. No, the contemporary poets really are exploring how or what can shape poetry uh, be unique as what they want to be, no? Ing ana ang contemporary poets karon. So they take, even though they take inspiration from the past, but they also bring their own ideas to create their own shape poetry. So now let's break down the process of creating a shape poem step by step. So first, let's start with the choosing a subject. So first, you need a subject that works well visually. Think about things that have a clear shape, like a tree, a heart, or even animals. You want a subject that you can easily represent with words. So next we have the sketching the shape. Before you start writing, sketch your shape on paper. So this help you visualize how your words will fit. It's like a blueprint of your poem. So next we have the word placement. So now comes the fun part, no? Dili na ang lisod nga kanang part sa pagbuhat og shape poetry because you start placing your words and phrases within the shape. This is where the word length and spacing really matter. You need to think about visual balance. You don't want one side of your shape to be crammed with word while the other is empty, no? This is the most challenging part. Now next we have the font selection. So the font you choose can make a big difference. A playful font might work well for a light-hearted poem, while a more serious font might be better for a poem with somber tone. Next is the revision and refinement. So this is where what do you call this? You polish your poem. You might need to move words around or change the spacing or even adjust the shape itself. Keep revising until you are satisfied or you're happy with the overall visual effect of your shape poetry. We're going to explore how poets use shape to make their poems even more powerful. So we'll look at some examples to see how different shapes can create different feelings and tell different stories. So first, the words are arranged to create a heart shape. So this simple shape can already convey a lot of emotion, right? So think about a love poem. So the heart shape immediately sets the tone, di ba? Sa heart shape pa lang kabalo ng aka ni siya, it's about love. But what if we get more creative and the second example, what if we use a heart shape but the words inside form a spiral? So the spiral adds another layer of meaning na pod. It could represent a journey, di ba? A growing relationship or the complexities of love. So that spiral represent the complexity. So see how changing the arrangement of words within the same basic shape also changes the meaning and the feeling, di ba? So a poem shape like a bird in our third example is a bird, no? It is shaped as a bird. In flight, could really capture the feeling of freedom, no? So the shape itself helps the reader visualize the bird's movement and experience the feeling of freedom. So the poem might be describing. So that is some example of shape poetry and a shape of heart and bird. Next, we have another example, which is the butterflies. They are often associated with transformation and beauty. No, so a butterfly shaped poem could reflect the themes beautifully. So notice how the symmetry of the butterfly's wings might be reflected in the poem structure. So the shape helps to visually represent the poem's central idea. So finally, let's think about this rainbow. So what a rainbow symbolize? So a rainbow-shaped poem could be very visually striking, right? So the curve of the rainbow could mirror the arc of a story or the journey of a character. So the vibrant color of a rainbow might also influence the poet's word choices and the overall tone of the poem that create by the poet. So those are the example of a shape poetry. So you can also create some shape poetry in a different uh, kind of animals, kind of things in your surroundings. We're diving into the world of shape poetry, di ba? So it's a unique way to write what goes beyond just words on a page. So let's explore why it's such a valuable tool for learning creative writing. So first, let's talk about why shape poetry is so useful for learning creative writing. So traditional writing often focuses only on grammar and sentence structure, di ba? So shape poetry adds a whole new dimension. It combines writing with visual art. So think of it like this. You are not just writing a story, but you're also designing it, no? This makes writing more engaging and less intimidating, di ba? So, nabay mga uban student nga, they are not really into uh, poetry, but in this kind of poetry, which is the shape poetry, di ba? Ma-engage sila kay na may mga shapes and even the shape could give them a meaning na. So, especially for those, no, who might find traditional writing a bit challenging. So it's fun. It's a fun way to explore the power of words in a new and exciting way. So shape poetry really pushes us to think differently about language. It's not just about the meaning of the words. It's about how those words look on the page. So you have to think visually. How can I arrange these words to create the shape of a tree, a bird, or maybe a heart? So this visual thinking helps us develop a deeper understanding of how words can create images and evoke emotions. So it also encourages experimentation. You are not limited to writing in straight lines. You can play with words length, spacing, and even the font to create different effects. So there's no right or wrong way to do it actually. So it's all about exploring and having fun and poetry. So one of the best things about shape poetry is that it's adaptable for everyone. No, younger student can create simple shapes using short words, and while older students can tackle more complex shapes and experiment with more sophisticated language. So beginner can focus on creating basic shapes and simple poems, building confident and exploring the visual aspect of writing. So more experienced writer can also use shape poetry to push their creative boundaries, no? Experimenting with more complex nga mga shapes and imagery. So it's a tool that grows with the writer. So shape poetry is a what do you call this, fantastic way to make creative writing more engaging, fun, and accessible. It encourages visual thinking, no, experimenting with language, and allows for creative expression across all ages and skills level. So it is a powerful tool, no, that can help everyone unlock their inner poet. We already explored the world of shape poetry na, from its basic concept uh, to the what do you call this, to the importance and creative writing. So now let's reflect on why it's such a valuable and rewarding creative pursuit. So shape poetry offers something truly special, no, a unique blend of visual art and a written word. So it's not just about expressing idea through words, it's about expressing them through a visual design as well. So this opens up a whole new world of artistic possibilities. Think about it. You can use shape to emphasize the mood, theme, or even the rhythm of your poem. So a jug shape, like what I've said kanina, might reflect a feeling of chaos or anger, while a smooth, flowing shape could represent peace or serenity. So the shape itself becomes a powerful tool for conveying meaning and emotion. So it's a way to make your writing come alive in a way that traditional poetry simply can't. No, creating shape poetry isn't always easy. It's right. It requires careful planning, experimentation, and problem solving on how you could balance the word inside the shape, di ba? You might need to adjust your words choices, experiment with different fonts, uh, or even change your initial design to achieve the desired effect. But this is precisely what makes it so rewarding. The challenges pushes you to think creatively, to find innovative solution, and to develop your skills in both visual design and writing. So overcoming uh, these challenges incredibly satisfying and help you to grow as a writer and thinker. It's a testament no to your creativity and perseverance. So in conclusions, shape poetry is more than just a writing technique. It's a journey to of creative exploration. It allows for unique artistic expression and represent a rewarding challenge that foster innovative thinking and strengthens your writing skills. So the combination of visual and textual elements makes it a truly powerful and engaging form of creative expression. So keep experimenting, keep pushing your boundaries, and keep creating. So that would be all. I hope you learned something today. Thank you and God bless.